Imagine an emperor writing himself a manual for self-control. Short, sharp notes scribbled between campaigns, court duties, and sleepless nights. Those notes became meditations. Marcus Aurelius was a ruler under constant pressure who learned to govern one thing first, his own inner life. Today, we'll uncover 10 secret strategies Marcus used to build iron will, translate them into modern habits, and give you concrete micro-exercises to start practicing now. These are not miracles. They are methods, tools you can apply day by day to strengthen self-control. Quick context: Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor and a student of Stoic teachers like Epictetus. Meditations is private reflection made public by history. It's practical, terse, and focused on action. Why listen to him? Because he practiced restraint at the highest stakes: political power, grief, illness, betrayal. If his notes sustained him there, they can help you with the daily tests of discipline, deadlines, distractions, cravings, and social noise. If you want practical Stoic tools delivered regularly, subscribe now and stick with this video. Stay with me through each strategy. Try the exercises as we go. 1. Purpose. Get out of bed with a reason. Marcus, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. What it means today. Discipline starts with a clear why. Purpose is a directional engine. It turns vague goals into daily priorities. When your reason is sharp, impulse loses its grip and small choices add up. Modern example. Instead of browsing social media after you wake up, someone anchored to a purpose, say finishing a certification, uses the first hour to study because that aligns with their larger plan. Micro-exercise. Tonight, write a one-sentence purpose for tomorrow. Not a dream, a practical reason. Example. Tomorrow I will finish 2 hours of study so I can submit the application by Friday. Put that sentence on your phone lock screen. When you wake, read it aloud before you check anything else. Mini teaser. With a purpose in place, we can harden the mind that follows it. That's our next secret. 2. Harden desire. Turn impulse into intent. Marcus, paraphrase. He reminds himself that discipline is a trained faculty, not a passive trait. What it means today, replace "I want to" with "I will." Turn fuzzy desires into concrete commitments with deadlines and bite-sized milestones. Planning reduces the mental freedom that excuses give you. Modern example. Instead of "I should exercise more," schedule 3 20-minute sessions this week and add them to your calendar like meetings. Micro-exercise. Pick one desire you keep failing on. Exercise, reading, sober nights. Set a deadline, a small, non-negotiable starting point. 2 20-minute workouts this week, 1 tonight. Put those on your calendar and treat them as appointments. Mini teaser. Commitments matter, but showing up every day builds the muscle. Next, consistency. 3. Consistency. Show up again and again. Marcus, paraphrase. He writes about practice, how daily repetition forms character. What it means today, habits are sequences of actions, not visions. Consistency compounds. Missing a day is not a character flaw, quitting is. Aim for frequency over perfection. Modern example. A writer who commits to 300 words daily will produce more than someone waiting for inspiration to strike. Micro-exercise. Choose an anchor in your day, morning coffee, lunch break, end of work, and attach a tiny repeatable action to it for 7 days. 5 minutes of journaling, 10 push-ups, or 300 words. Do it even when you feel uninspired. Mini teaser. Showing up becomes easier if you've trained to accept small discomforts. That's our next tool, voluntary hardship. 4. Voluntary hardship. Train by choosing small discomfort. Marcus, paraphrase. He practiced intentionally facing tough moments to build resilience. What it means today, Stoics train themselves with small, controlled hardships to increase tolerance for harder challenges later. The point is, resilience training, not self-harm. Modern example. Taking a cold shower for 30 seconds before your warm shower trains tolerance to discomfort and teaches you to start actions despite aversion. Micro-exercise, safe option. Pick one mild hardship for the week. 30-second cold exposure in the shower, skipping one night of dessert, or doing a 90-second plank. Do it early in the day and notice how the rest of the day feels more manageable. Alternative if cold showers aren't for you. Add a short, brisk walk outside without headphones. It's uncomfortable at first, but safe and clarifying. Mini teaser. Hardship sharpens self-command, but wisdom requires knowing what is and isn't under your control. That's next. 5. Dichotomy of control. Ask what you can change. Marcus, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. What it means today. Most anxiety arises from fighting the uncontrollable. Stoicism teaches a simple filter. Separate what you can influence from what you cannot. Then act only where you can make a difference. Modern example. You can't stop a delayed flight, but you can control how you use the extra time. Catch up on work, read, or rest. Choosing constructive actions frees energy. Micro-exercise. When a stressful situation hits today, pause and write 2 columns. I can control and I can't control. Spend 5 minutes on something in the first column. Notice how your mood shifts. Mini teaser. Taking responsibility for what you can change is the opposite of blaming. And it's our next strategy. 6. No victimhood. Swap blame for corrective action. Marcus, paraphrase. He urges people to accept events without excuses and to respond with purpose. What it means today. Victim narratives excuse passivity. Ownership doesn't mean self-blame. It means focusing on the next practical step. Responsibility restores agency. Modern example. If a project missed its target, blaming the team will stall recovery. Owning the mistake means outlining corrective steps, reallocating tasks, and setting a new deadline. Micro-exercise. When something goes wrong this week, write a 2-line plan. 1 sentence admitting what you could have done differently and 1 sentence with the next corrective action. Keep it pragmatic and solution-focused. Mini teaser. Ownership requires patience with delayed reward. That discipline is the backbone of long-term success. 7. Delay gratification. Prefer future payoff over present pleasure. Marcus, paraphrase. He prized long-term good over short-term comforts. What it means today. Self-control is often choosing the harder short-term option that leads to a larger payoff. You don't have to renounce enjoyment, you train when to accept it. Modern example. Declining a night out to complete an application that unlocks a promotion in months. That temporary trade-off can yield a bigger life change. Micro-exercise. Try a small test this week. Postpone one small pleasure for 48 hours. A purchase, a dessert, an episode. Track whether waiting reduces the urge or shifts your priorities. Mini teaser. Ignoring short-term noise is easier when you limit outside critics. Next, we'll talk about handling others. 8. Ignore naysayers, seek the wise Marcus. Paraphrase. He recommends reserving trust for the thoughtful and not being swayed by every critic. What it means today. Not every opinion deserves your attention. Save your energy by filtering. Ignore unconstructive noise. Seek honest feedback from people who have earned your trust. Modern example. In the age of social media, random negativity is constant. One useful pattern. Limit comments during creative work and ask 2 trusted mentors for feedback afterward. Micro-exercise. Choose one ongoing project and identify 2 people whose opinion matters. Ask them one specific question and ignore other unsolicited commentary for a week. Mini teaser. While you filter influence, you also need positive models, people to imitate. That's the next secret. 9. Emulate the wise. Model behavior, not rhetoric. Marcus, paraphrase. He names teachers he admired and copied their practices. What it means today: study routines and behaviors of people who achieve what you want. Borrow tactics, not baggage. Emulation accelerates learning. Modern example: if you want to write, study a writer's daily routine, their timing, warm-ups, and how they handle drafts, and adapt those practices to your schedule. Micro-exercise. Pick one person you respect. For 3 days, mirror one of their practical habits: wake time, work block length, journaling. Keep it simple and evaluate what sticks. Mini teaser. All these techniques become more powerful with reflection. That brings us to the final strategy. 10. Nightly review. Honest retrospection for steady progress. Marcus, paraphrase, he uses self-scrutiny to correct course each day. What it means today: discipline is iterative. End each day with a short, honest review. What you did well, where you stumbled, and one specific change for tomorrow. Small adjustments compound. Modern example: a manager uses a 5-minute evening log to note wins and a single corrective action, which prevents repeating errors and improves decision-making. Micro-exercise. Tonight, do a 3-question review. What did I do right? What could I have done better? What's one small change I will make tomorrow? Write answers in a journal or a notes app. Marcus framed self-scrutiny not as harshness, but as the fuel for improvement. Use it that way. Synthesis. A simple daily discipline blueprint. These 10 strategies are not independent tricks. They fit into a compact routine you can replicate. Here's a practical blueprint you can try tomorrow. Morning. Purpose check. 30 seconds. Read your 1-sentence purpose for the day aloud. Micro hardship. 1 to 3 minutes. The chosen mild discomfort: cold splash, 90-second plank, or a brisk walk. Micro milestone planning. 5 minutes. List 3 specific deadline-tagged actions that align with your purpose. Block time in your calendar. During the day, use the dichotomy of control filter whenever stress arises. 1 quick note of what you can influence. 1 action. Show up to your scheduled blocks. When tempted to quit, remember the tiny consistency rule. Do the small, repeatable action even when you don't feel like it. Seek feedback only from the 2 trusted people you named earlier. Evening. Nightly review. 3 to 5 minutes. What worked, what failed, 1 corrective step. Close the day by rewriting your 1-sentence purpose for tomorrow. A 7-day Marcus experiment. Try this progressive plan for a week. Each day focuses on combining a few strategies so you feel steady progress without overwhelm. Day 1. Purpose. Plus. Nightly review. Write your daily purpose tonight. Start tomorrow morning. Do the 3-question evening review. Day 2. Harden desire. Micro milestones. Pick 1 desire and commit to 2 small timed milestones. Put them on your calendar. Day 3. Consistency. Plus. Anchor habit. Attach a tiny habit to a daily anchor and complete it. Day 4. Voluntary hardship. Safe. Plus. Dichotomy filter. Add a short cold exposure or brisk walk. When stressed, run the control filter. Day 5. Ownership. Delayed gratification test. If something went wrong, write a corrective action. Delay 1 pleasure for 48 hours. Day 6. Ignore noise. Plus. Emulate the wise. Turn off social media for a work block and copy 1 practical habit from someone you respect. Day 7. Synthesis. Day. Run the full morning blueprint and the nightly review. Reflect on what changed. Keep the stakes low, but the commitment consistent. The goal is practice, not perfection. Track how you feel, what resisted you, and what became easier. Final reflection. Marcus didn't promise shortcuts. He trained himself page by page. Self-control isn't a single act. It is a life assembled from countless small decisions aligned to a reason. When you anchor purpose, harden desire into appointments, show up, choose safe hardships, focus on what you can change, own your next action, delay small pleasures, filter influence, copy useful patterns, and review honestly. You build a gravity that pulls you toward discipline. Try the 7-day Marcus experiment. Commit to the tiny exercises and treat each small success as evidence you can rely on. Discipline grows like a muscle. Push it gently, rest, and then push again. If this framework helped you, come back and tell us what changed. Keep practicing. Marcus's secret was simple: persistent, practical action over time.